Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee. In this video I want to talk to you about taking care not to believe what I say. This comes from a little bit from the forum where I got a posting, somebody was writing and they were talking about, and I'm not too clear myself exactly what's going on, but they were talking about like breaking down Peter Ralston's way of approaching consciousness work, and they seem to like start to make a schematic. And so I wanted to warn people off of that activity. And the reason why is like I sense / understand that there is a dynamic at play. And I guess let me back up. Like one of the main challenges I have, or one of the main challenges in teaching this kind of work, I think, is, in a sense, like keeping it pure. Now, what I mean by that, and right away, as soon as I say that, my alarm bells are immediately going off because I'm speaking in such a way that lends itself to somebody then thinking that there is like a right way and a wrong way. There's a pure way. Watch what happens. You see, keeping it pure. What does that mean? Well, that means that now there is a pure form of consciousness work. And that is the right and good form. And immediately it starts, like the seeds get planted right away that then could blossom into a belief system. Listen, just as a thought experiment, right? Like say I'm like, I do the only pure form of consciousness work I learned from the Master Ralston, and he has the purest form, and I have gotten that from him, and that is what I am teaching, is the pure form. Everybody else is not doing the pure thing. I am, though. You see what starts to happen, even if you know it's bullshit, even if you know it's a belief, even though you know I just made it up, it still starts, doesn't it? Take a look, to be honest, tell me, comment below, does it? It starts to become an idea of like, oh, there could be a pure form of consciousness. Oh, I can hear it already. You see, it's there, like, I am pure consciousness and blah, blah, shut the fuck up. See how that goes? Okay, you get it? So my point is, what I'm going towards here is for you to understand why I must take care. Because people want to believe. People want to believe. It is as far as I can tell, it's the year 2023. Maybe in 1,000 years, people will move off this position. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. It's easy to believe. Believing is easy. Discovering what's true, not easy. And it's easy. It's easier to believe. It's easier to create a story and assume that a thing is true than it is to actually discover what's true for yourself. This is why, and so, one of the main reasons why I am as careful as I can be, and I really try to stay on it. I had a good model in Peter, and I've watched him over many years, I think over 25 at this point. I don't know, a long time, right? Anyway, I started studying with him when I was 17, I'm 39. Math, help me with some math, I don't know, 17, 27, 37, that's 20. Okay, 22 years. Yeah, something like that. Going on 23. Close to 25. He's always what he calls like walked the line. He's very precise. Why? Out of some idea, that precision, out of some like that's the right way to be, out of a belief system? No, it's literally, for him, for me, if I fuck up, if I dishonor you, if I act in such a way that then it's harder for you to grasp certain things that are aligned with the work that I'm doing, then I have acted inappropriately and I've sent you down a road. And I really, and one road that is detrimental to doing this work is believing it. Either disbelieving it or believing it. Either one is it's the same thing. It's either believing negatively, like, no, that's not true, or believing it is true. Both do not help. They don't. It's like it's the wrong direction just for consciousness work, for discovering what's true. It is the absolute wrong direction. Why? Because it shuts down investigation. You see, so the walking the line that Peter talks about, it's out of a desire to be a master of his craft. And me by proxy, same desire. I want to master my craft or be a master of facilitation so that then when people are working, they have the best chance of having a realization or breakthrough. Why? Because I'm not filling them full of crap. I'm not telling them what to believe. I'm not telling them how to be. Okay? So then, circling back a little bit, I've seen this trap, and I've probably mentioned this in a previous video, where, say in martial arts, people do a martial art and then they believe that's like the right way. Why? Well, because like infused in there is all the beliefs and dogma and what people have said, and then it's become taken on as a reality, and then it becomes fixed. But then some people come along and they break it. But then, other arts, like in boxing, I don't know, you can't switch your feet a bunch, you can't cross your feet. Definitely don't put your hands down. I mean, okay, let's, for real, if you're going to be fighting a professional, and you don't know how to dodge well, I'd keep your hands up. That's just a functional thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter because they'll kill you. They're very good at what they do. Then you have to be very, very careful because they'll hit you and it'll be dangerous. But the beliefs are in there, right? And I've heard even the same thing in science, which is like about not believing, yet I've heard in some science communities even, I heard a story from somebody who was in science communities, and they're telling me about how even scientists fall into this trap of like believing their own hype as if like that's the right thing, and it's like it gets gummied up. So this urge in humans to believe does not help for discovery. And it's an urge. Like, look at how popular, just look at anybody that's popular on YouTube in a spiritual community. I bet you that they are espousing beliefs about how to live, what's right, what's wrong, and it pumps people up. And so they become popular quickly. I'm trying to be popular by being as real as I can, which probably means I won't be popular. Maybe at some point. I'm working on it, you see. But, I've chosen a different path. Don't want to sell my soul. See, I want to tell people what to believe. Why? Because it doesn't work for them discovering what's true. I've said that. Okay, so these are some. So now I've said this about spiritual communities, but do you believe me? Or do you know it's true or not? See? Probably right away. You're like, you might want to believe me. That urge is the urge I'm talking about. That's easy. Like I've said, I've seen people when I'm doing workshops here, after a few days, they start to become, like I can sense that they are receptive to believing what I say. Like I could just start saying some weird shit and they might go along with it. And I can like sense the kind of power that I like influence I might be able to have. And I intentionally do not go there. And when people ask me questions, or if they ask Peter questions about, well, what should I believe? We're like, no. And strike them down. We don't literally strike them down. We strike down the question. No. Again, does not serve. It doesn't serve. It's kind of like if you're cooking a pizza and you throw like metal shavings in there, it just doesn't help with the pizza. You hurt somebody's gums or whatever. And it's a little weird, but you get the point. It doesn't belong there. It belongs in a religion. You know, if you want to, I hear tell the founder of Scientology said, if you want to make money, start a religion. Why? Because people will eat it up. And they do. You can see that. It's clear. All right, so why am I bringing this up? Okay, so circling back. People want to, as far as I can tell, have something simple and easy to understand and then like set it in stone as if that's the way things are, ergo make a schematic or a cosmology about the universe. Like I've heard many cosmologies about how things are, how things work, you know, and it's just easy to buy into the stuff. And again, it locks the reality into something that is fixed and simple, and then there's no, the spark of discovery seems to be dampened or gone, or it's like, no, there's no more discovery, there's no questioning, there's no wondering, it's just not there. So I do my best, Peter does his best, to ward off cosmologies and dogma and beliefs and systems of belief, and it just, you know, if you want to destroy your beliefs, come on down for a workshop. We'll start to, I mean, if you want to destroy your beliefs for you, just reveal them for what they are. Get what a belief is. It'll see pretty quickly. It's something you've made up about what you think is true, and that's what that is, experientially, and it tends to like do some damage. You know, try to get what's really true about a belief, and you'll see. Okay? So then don't make schematics. But now, do you believe me? Do you make that the right way to be? See, then it gets okay, so my next point is it's ridiculously tricky because the mind just seems to be, that's how we go. It's like we want to make a belief out of something. We want to fix it. We want it easy. We want it to be like, now I know. I don't have to do anything anymore. No. If you want to get conscious, it's all about like what you don't know. You know, Peter wrote a whole book on that. See? You get conscious of what you're not conscious of. That's a whole bunch of what you don't know. And you stare into the not knowing until you make a breakthrough. And that's the thing. These things are possible. It's possible to do that. And it seems hindered by schematics and dogma. You know, Peter's got a story about an old student of his that would make, in the martial world, he was meticulous, right? With the note taking, he would take all the notes and like draw it out and make the connections and like really got off on that. It's like, do it. And then Peter would go change something. He's like, why are you changing it? I just barely had it like set up and da da da. And Peter's like, how come you can change it? Like, because I can change it. Why? Because it's not fixed. You see, and then he does it again or whatever. You see, so it's like that same thing, and make a schematic or belief system. Follow my 5 easy steps and you'll get enlightened. Pay me $10,000. If I really had a good belief system, I bet a bunch of people would pay that. I'm not going to do that, though. Okay? So that's what I got for you on that one. You can take that to the bank. Actually, can't take it to the bank because they won't take it. There's nothing to take. All right, so now how can you use this video? Well, check yourself. What are you believing? There's an assignment for you for the week. What beliefs do you have about enlightenment? What beliefs do you have about the way you should be as a person? What beliefs do you have about the way life should be? What beliefs do you have about the way other people should be? And all of those could be, shouldn't be as well. Like, how should things be? How shouldn't they be? All that. What's that about? See if you can uncover some beliefs. Or you have an area where you're trying to learn, as Peter would definitely suggest. What are you believing about what you're learning? What are you believing about your job that isn't actually true, like you haven't actually had an experience of the truth of the matter? What do you believe versus what do you experience in your job, in what you're trying to master? This could be a worthwhile contemplation. All right? So yeah, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what it is you believe about stuff versus what you've actually experienced. Like, what are some of your beliefs? And even better, what are some of your limiting beliefs? Like, what's the shit that you believe about the world or yourself or others or life or your job that keeps you held back? That would be worth taking a look at and freeing yourself from. Why? Because it's a limitation. And when you free yourself from a limitation, you experience freedom from limitation, which is kind of like freedom. Ha! Check it out. Might be worth doing. Don't know until you experience it. All right, so much love. Take care. Good luck with those beliefs out there. I'm Brendan Lee with theBrendanLee.com. If you want to get serious, we do workshops here. They're very powerful. They will have a profound impact on your life. Check the links in the description. Go to my website. Navigate, move around. There's also some other goodies there, like my forum. You can write me in the forum. I use that to create content for you. I also do some online coaching work if you want to check that out. Other courses, if you want a good foundation for contemplation, I have a foundation for consciousness course that you can look at. And it will help you be able to contemplate better, which is to say, give you a better chance of making breakthroughs and having insights in your life or wherever you direct that. So you're invited to check that out. All right? Much love. Take care. I'm Brendan Lee. Till next time. Bye.